All right, welcome to Aligned Trading, going over today's SPY recap and live analysis before taking a look at what to be watching into tomorrow. So first thing that I explained here in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for the 5 and 20-day moving average once again, as this was starting to form here in the morning. You can see right off open how we get that head and shoulder and initial visit to the 5-day. We do not reach the 20, which was just below as well, and you see this bounce off of that 5-day once again, which we saw here previously and we have continued to do. So first thing I explained here in the morning in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for the 5 and 20-day moving averages once again. As you can see right here in the morning, this head and shoulder is setting up, and we initially got this sell-off down to that 5-day moving average, which I will show you on the 1-minute chart, and we're going to talk about a bit here as well. As you see here, we had this 5-day bounce as well as this. It is very similar to what we had occurred previously a few weeks ago. You can see right with this 5-day moving average right here just continuing to bounce in between it right here. This is exactly what we are doing right now. You see the 5 and 20 are coming close together as well, and you can see how that starts to form. So be paying attention to this. We'll talk about it more at the end of the video, but got to be watching these 5 and 20s as they are very important, and a big move is about to occur to the upper or bottom Bollinger here. So back to our 30-minute chart here now. We will take a look at this on the 1-minute, but right, you can see with this bounce right here, we are previously within this orange selling continuation, and if we are going to see that continue, as I explained, right, got to be below the 5, which we initially were, but we did not turn it to resistance, could not revisit the 20-day, form that to resistance, right, and continue closing that larger inverse cup if we were going to get a move today. But we have been within this range right here, as you can see. Not much going on at all, as these two moving averages are getting close together and a larger move is forming. Now we will talk about this as well towards the end of the video here, as we did close this inverse cup back to the 5-day. You can see how this head and shoulder does start to form up here, as well as that inverse cup and handle within that green algorithm starting to break out here of that 5-day. Now here as well, if you were looking for this breakout, right, you see the bounce off of this 5-day, you can see how this cup and handle is possibly starting to close right here, as I explained in the pre-market brief, and to be paying attention for the breakout of this 583, right? We get that slight break to this next level right here, but cannot get above that, closing the final level at this previous high, seeing that blue and yellow algorithm and continuation. Now, it doesn't have to happen all today, but this is what we would want to see if we were going to revisit these all-time highs and continue forming this larger inverse head and shoulder, as well as that cup and handle that you can see right here. If this does start to break out above these two moving averages. So now here on the 1-minute chart, going over the microstructure and algorithms, you can see here in the morning we have this green and white algorithm right here, which gives us this tapering. And you can also see, if you're looking right there, that inverse cup and handle within that white. You see that head and shoulder. If you're looking for the move to the upside, right, would need to see us breaking out of the blue, which we do not do. Get that breakdown of that blue algorithm within this yellow selling. Our 5-day moving average is right here as well, and I took this for my one and done trade for the day. Now, as I explained here in the morning, if you are looking for the continuation, right, we need to see this 5-day becoming resistance, continue seeing this head and shoulder within our green and white algorithms right there, and there is no continuation because we form that support back above that 5-day moving average right there and see this move back to the high of day, right? We do not reject that high of day, which you will see right here. I explained this could be a great opportunity to take this to the downside, but never formed, and you cannot be shorting it until you see that 5-day becoming resistance again in this case. And we just continue moving higher right here within the blue controlled selling, as you can see right on the way up right here. So now at this point right here, right, we reach this resistance level from before that we are looking to break out of that I explained, until we finally are able to form that right here, which you will see that inverse head and shoulder like I explained to be watching for right here. If this does start to break out of that 583, you can see that blue and yellow controlled selling, very beautiful inverse head and shoulder for a nice scalp up to this next level right here that we talked about, where we could not get above. Continue closing the cup, and from here start to form this head and shoulder back below that resistance right here, and you will see how we continue to form resistance on the way down. Now after that break above 583, right, that we see right here with that cup and handle, you see how we start to form that head and shoulder right here, and we no longer see the breakout of this blue and yellow controlled selling. Don't continue to see the continuation right here, and we do start forming this top right here for this larger head and shoulder. You see how this inverse cup starts closing right here down to this level, and from there within that white we start to form this head and shoulder. Now we could have very easily bounced right here as well, right, if you wait for that to form and are looking for this to break out, but you can see that we form that head and shoulder. Our 5-day moving average is below here as well. We close that cup back to it, and you can see here at the end of the day, right, we're trying to form this handle that I explained that you can be watching for if it does want to dump to the 20, but takes quite some time, and we do not get anything till the end of the day once again, with this larger head and shoulder, cup and handle, right, that we see forming here, and finally some sort of downside. But overall, just not the conditions you want to be trading, aside from this and this right here. But here through the middle of the day, just absolutely not what you want to be a part of. Now going over what to be watching into tomorrow. So as I'm talking about with the 5 and 20-day moving averages right here, we are now below in the post market near 577. So if we are below, look for the 20 to become resistance right here, and we can look for the continuation of this inverse cup. Now I don't know if there will be much of a handle right here, but would like to see a handle within that green and white, and breaking this level right here to grab that liquidity if we do start to see a dump come in with some bad news tomorrow, or if the news is good in the morning and there is some sort of recovery. We are back above the 5 and 20. Pay very, very close attention, because what you can see here is we do have all of this liquidity. We could see that happen. You have to be paying attention to it, like I explained with this larger inverse head and shoulder, as well as that cup and handle within the blue and yellow controlled selling. Just pay attention. You start to see that purple buying continuation and are back above the moving averages. You do not want to be a part of this. So same thing, right, with the 5 and 20-day moving average here on the daily. As we talked about, just be paying attention to these. If this is starting to form this, look for those to become resistance. Otherwise, you can see these start to hold, and we can start to take off back into the uptrend. So a few things, right? It is end of month tomorrow along with that news, so just be ready for anything. But that is all I have for the video, so thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning.